Hello everyone, I am Randy Suarez, aka Silva Crow. Today we're back here with some more George Carlin. We're back to the videos called George Carlin on soft language. Now, this also been going around lately, and I've been curious to what he's talking about the whole soft language thing. So if you like any of this content, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I will leave the link to this video down below in the description so you can watch it uninterrupted. Also, link to my reaction to murder drones. I have been reacting to murder drones for the past almost 2 weeks now. Went on episode 4. Episode 4 should be dropping Monday, if I remember correctly. But anyway, also link to my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You can follow me on those social platforms. Also link to my Cashapp. If you feel gracious enough to donate $5, $10, $15, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine as well. All I can say is buckle up and let's get started. Alright, we're back here with some more George Carlin on soft language. I cannot wait for it to get into this, so let's go.
I don't like words that hide the truth. I don't like words that conceal reality. I don't like euphemisms or euphemistic language. And American English is loaded with euphemisms because Americans have a lot of trouble dealing with reality. Americans have trouble facing the truth. So they invent a kind of a soft language to protect themselves from it. And it gets worse with every generation. For some reason, it just keeps getting worse. I'll give you an example of that. There's a condition in combat. Most people know about it. It's when a fighting person's nervous system has been stressed to its absolute peak and maximum, can't take any more input. The nervous system has either snapped or is about to snap. In the First World War, that condition was called shell shock. Simple, honest, direct language. 2 syllables, shell shock. Almost sounds like the guns themselves. That was 70 years ago. Then a whole generation.
I don't know how old this part of this section video is, but basically this part was like probably in the 90s, and probably the 90s or early 2000s, if I'm guessing right, because probably early 90s, if I'm guessing, because the first World War was like what? And even now it's been over 100 years. So
went by, and the Second World War came along, and the very same combat condition was called battle fatigue. 4 syllables now. Takes a little longer to say. Doesn't seem to hurt as much. Fatigue is a nicer word than shock. Shell shock. Battle fatigue. Then we had the war in Korea, 1950. Madison Avenue was riding high by that time, and the very same combat condition was called operational exhaustion. Hey, we're up to 8 syllables now. And the humanity has been squeezed completely out of the phrase. It's totally sterile now. Operational exhaustion. Sounds like something that might happen to your car.
It actually does. That's the weird part. It actually does, and I don't understand why they keep changing it. You know, I get the whole thing with the PTSD. I understand, and at least that's abbreviated.
Then, of course, came the war in Vietnam, which has only been over for about 16 or 17 years. And thanks to the lies and deceit surrounding that war, I guess it's no surprise that the very same condition was called post-traumatic stress disorder. Still 8 syllables, but we've added a hyphen. And the pain...
Again, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. PTSD. Again, it does sound robotic while you say it, but PTSD, but at least it's abbreviated. I can say that. It sounds more official, but it sounds more human if you abbreviate it.
It's completely buried under jargon. Post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah.
I'll bet you if we'd have still been calling it shell shock, some of those Vietnam veterans might have gotten the attention they needed at the time.
And he's right. And just the weird part right now is he started back then, and it's still going out today. It's sad enough that some of our veterans who are homeless and they're supposed to get the help that they need from the technically government, but never received it. It's like they're being kicked out basically for fighting, basically for serving their country, and they're rewarded to being homeless. And it's insane to me. And it's one of those things, a lot of people are shocked that, yes, we have homeless vets that don't need to be homeless. They need to be taken care of.
But it didn't happen, and one of the reasons is because we were using that soft language, that language that takes the life out of life. And it is a function of time. It does keep getting worse. Give you another example. Sometime during my life, toilet paper became bathroom tissue. I wasn't notified of this. No one asked me if I agreed with it. It just happened. Toilet paper became bathroom tissue. Sneakers became running shoes. False teeth became dental appliances. Medicine became medication. Information became directory assistance. The dump became the landfill. Car crashes became automobile accidents. Partly cloudy became partly sunny.
And it feels like they're trying to make everything sound professional, which, okay, to be granted that, I understand. But at the same time, it seems like, okay, you don't need to sound professional all the time. Some people might not get it, some people don't. But most of the people, if I'm guessing, really don't. And probably be helped. They kept some of it simple.
Motels became motor lodges. House trailers became
motor lodges? What? That's the first. I never heard that term, motor lodges.
Homes. Used cars became previously owned transportation. Room service became guest room dining, and constipation became occasional irregularity. When I was a little kid, if I got sick, they wanted me to go to the hospital and see the doctor. Now they want me to go to a health maintenance organization or a wellness center to consult a healthcare delivery professional. Poor people used to live in slums. Now the economically disadvantaged occupy substandard housing in the inner cities.
Which is a very long term to saying slums or ghetto. And that's one thing they, again, to sound professional, sometimes to be a dick. And it's weird.
And they're broke. They're broke. They don't have a negative cash flow position. They're fucking broke. Because a lot of them were fired. You know, fired. Management wanted to curtail redundancies in the human resources area. So many people are no longer viable members of the workforce. Smug, greedy, well-fed white people have invented a language to conceal their sins. It's as simple as that. The CIA doesn't kill anybody anymore. They neutralize people. Or they depopulate the area. The government doesn't lie. It engages in disinformation.
And it's weird they keep, they show like, we don't lie, we disengage information. Like, so basically you're lying. It's like, if you're gonna play my games, play it right. If not, don't. It makes yourself sound sometimes stupid. It doesn't matter if it's the government, yada yada, CIA. Again, doesn't matter. I get maybe they don't want to say all the information, and I understand that. But at the same time, if you're gonna sugarcoat it, at least make it decent.
The Pentagon actually measures nuclear radiation in something they call sunshine units. Israeli murderers are called commandos. Arab commandos are called terrorists. Contra killers are called freedom fighters. Well, if crime fighters fight crime and firefighters fight fire, what do freedom fighters fight? They never mention that part of it to us, do they? Never mention that part of it. And some of this stuff is just silly. We all know that. Like on the airlines, They say they want a pre-board. Well, what the hell is pre-board? What does that mean? To get on before you get on? They say they're going to pre-board those passengers in need of special assistance. Cripples!
Oh.
Simple, honest, direct language. There's no shame attached to the word cripple that I can find in any dictionary. No shame attached to it. In fact, it's a word used in Bible translations. Jesus healed the cripples. Doesn't take 7 words.
Does it? It's been a very, very long time since I ever read the Bible. Does it say that? I don't know. I'm normally go for disabled, but even that sounds professional, but at the same time it sounds reasonable too, saying disabled.
To describe that condition, but we don't have any cripples in this country anymore. We have the physically challenged. Is that a grotesque enough evasion for you? How about differently abled? I've heard them call that differently abled. You can't even call these people handicapped anymore. They'll say, we're not handicapped, we're handy-capable. These poor people have been bullshitted by the system into believing that if you change the name of the condition, somehow you'll change the condition. Well, hey, cousin, doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. We have no more deaf people in this country, hearing impaired. No one's blind anymore, partially sighted or visually impaired. We have no more stupid people. Everybody has a learning disorder. Or he's minimally exceptional. How would you like to be told that about your child? He's minimally exceptional. Oh, thank God for that. Psychologists actually have started calling ugly people those with severe appearance deficits.
Oh.
It's getting so bad that any day now I expect to hear a rape victim referred to as an unwilling sperm recipient.
Jesus. He doesn't really hold back, does he? Because I've been reacting for about a few weeks now, and he clearly does not hold back. And he does have points. And it's weird because at the end of the day, it feels like we're so, as a country, if you don't mind me saying, so busy labeling things to the point that no one takes a step back and think about, I don't know, the names or the labels sometimes, and see how it actually will play out. But I digress. I mean, remember for about roughly almost 70 years? We got 70 plus years, if I remember correctly. Me got called, like, my skin completely got called basically colored people. As another comedian said, we had not been colored people since the 40s. And sometimes some people say that, not now, but back then, you know, say that even past the 40s. So I digress.
And we have no more old people in this country. No more old people. We shipped them all away, and we brought in these senior citizens. Isn't that a typically American 20th century phrase? Bloodless, lifeless, no pulse in one of them. A senior citizen. But I've accepted that one. I've come to terms with it. I know it's here to stay. We'll never get rid of it. That's what they're going to be called, so I'll relax on that. But the one I do resist, the one I...
Okay, but senior citizen, it doesn't sound bad, to be honest. It sounds perfect. Because that makes sense, you know. That sounds like, oh, I'm a senior citizen now. And it works. It's one of those things that it not just sounds... It sounds professional, but it's not degrading.
Resisting is when they look at an old guy and they'll say, look at him, Dan, he's 90 years young. Imagine the fear of aging that reveals. To not even be able to use the word old to describe someone, to have to use an antonym. And fear of aging is natural, it's universal, isn't it? We all have that. No one wants to get old, no one wants to die, but we do. So we bullshit ourselves. I started bullshitting myself when I got to my 40s. As soon as I was in my 40s, I'd look in the mirror and I'd say, well, I guess I'm getting older. Older sounds a little better than old, doesn't it? Sounds like it might even last a little longer. Bullshit, I'm getting old. And it's okay, because thanks to our fear of death in this country, I won't have to die. I'll pass away.
Okay,
Or I'll expire like a magazine subscription. If it happens in the hospital, they'll call it a terminal episode. The insurance company will refer to it as negative patient care outcome. And if it's the result of malpractice, they'll say it was a therapeutic misadventure. I'm telling you, some of this language makes me want to vomit. Well, maybe not vomit. Makes me want to engage in an involuntary personal protein spill.
Oh.
Okay, we're here talking about ghosts.
Shit. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. But he... Again, with labels and stuff like that, I wish, and I still wish, that they be more considerate. And he has a point. He does have a point. It seems like they're just, when it comes to labeling, I guess, things or individuals or someone with a disability or someone who is traumatized by war, among other things, take into some consideration. But that being said, if you like any of this content, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I will leave the link to this video down below in the description. You can watch it uninterrupted. Also, link to my reaction playlist of Murder Drones. I have been reacting to Murder Drones as y'all have voted. I'm on episode 3 should be dropping this yesterday, which is Saturday, and episode 4 will be dropping Monday. So, but also I will leave my links to my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You can follow me on those social platforms: Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Yeah, follow me on those social platforms. Also, link to my Cashapp if you feel gracious enough to donate $5, $10, $15. That's fine. If you don't, that's fine as well. So, till next time, please take care of yourself. Stay hydrated, stay safe, stay warm, and peace out.
Little questions is everything.